I'm not genuinely interested into straight line speeds. You know, anyone can drive fast in a straight line. When there is a corner, it's a different story. Well, I mean, I think I've always been drawn into cars. I was following Formula One when I was a kid. I was following rally driving, Colin McRae. So I had the first Colin McRae video game on the first PlayStation, right? I was playing Outrun in arcades. I was playing Virtua Racing in arcade, the first 3D racing game. And then I played Scud Race with an F40 inside, right? A blue F40 Scud Race from Sega. It was the very first arcade game. I mean, not the first arcade game, but the really impressive ones, right? And at that time, which was for me and for a lot of people the golden era of Formula One, Senna was there, right? Senna was there, Prost was there, Mansell was there, and there was so much action into Formula One. Like the accidents were massive and so much overtaking, and it's like it's totally different from now. I understand that it's always safety first, but Formula One became boring. I really genuinely believe it became boring. I lost massive interest. I still think, I was thinking at that time, I still believe right now that there is more merit by being a rally driver, because it's so unpredictable. Like so unpredictable, like a stone or a bird or a cow or a tree or whatever, right? I always loved motorsports, right? But Senna, I mean, I saw him dying, right? So it's something, right? I saw him battling with Prost. Senna wasn't my favorite driver. Prost was. Obviously, I'm French. He was French. Still is. He's just an amazing tactician, right? So he was called the professor because he had amazing technique. And yes, one could say that Senna was a better driver, and it's probably true. But I was admiring Prost way more. So yeah, that's. I sat in my first Ferrari when I was maybe 5 or something. There was like a car show, and someone who was owning a Ferrari Dino was kind enough to put me on the driver's seat, right? So it was in the French Alps mountains. That show with so amazing cars. There was like if I remember properly, a green Lamborghini Miura as well. I really still remember it. Amazing show, yeah. So I had like someone who was keeping me when my mom was going to work. On the way, we were always walking, and there was a garage who was selling second-hand cars, and there was always a white Countach. Always. And eventually, because I was going every day, I could spend 10 minutes watching the Countach, right? Eventually, the guy opened the car and let me in as well. So I sat into a Countach. I was maybe, 5 or 6, I can't remember. I just remember the car. Well, I never really grew. I'm not very tall, but and I think I'll be forever a kid, probably. So if you ever see me turning my head in the street, it won't be for a girl, it will be for a car. And I recognize the engine noise as well, so I know more or less what car it is passing by. I remember when I was young and my mom was saying, you play too much video games, it's gonna make you dumb, or eventually you're gonna drop that, or you watch too much Japanese anime as well. Well, guess what? I still do. So I still play video games, I still watch Japanese anime, which I'm following for 23 years right now. It's still not finished, right? So I still have to watch. But yeah, the passion for cars obviously went from mini cars to RC cars to video games to poster cars to owning cars, right? So I still can't really own my dream car. I probably will never be able to. Maybe one day, I don't know. But I have enough money now to really enjoy my passion, which is driving on the track, because that's where you should be stupid, not in the streets. You can be a little bit stupid in the street, but when there is nobody, right? That's how I grew. So I own 3 cars today, and which I'm very happy with. I'm selling my daily, but I will replace with another daily. But the car I'm generally happy with. I just don't want to sell them, right? So I will never sell the S2000. It's unlikely I will sell the Crossbow because the cars are changing, and I like analog cars. Not obviously as a daily car because it's you get tired and all of it, right? So, but manual clutch. Like, I mean, the Crossbow doesn't even have ABS, right? So no traction control, no stability control, no ABS, there's nothing. It's you and the car. You make a mistake, you spin, right? You brake too hard, you lock the wheels. That's proper driver car. I'm not genuinely interested into straight line speeds. You know, anyone can drive fast in a straight line. When there is a corner, it's a different story. Of course, I had my adrenaline rush at 300 plus kilometers per hour, yes. Did I do that in France? 300, no, because I never had a car could go that fast. Did I ever did it in the UAE? Maybe. It's cool once or twice. Actually did probably 3 or 4 times, but when there was really no one. I'm not proud of it, it's just that I wanted to experience it, and you can't experience it in on the track because the straight line are too short. So I did it, but I don't really feel the need to do it again. I like the thrust of a good acceleration, a lot of power, but I generally like corners. Right? I like to feel downforce. I like to feel the grip. I like to feel the balance of the car and the weights, twisties and all of it, shifting, heel and toe, all of it. Right? Really driving the car. I don't like to be driven by the car, so that's why I'm not a big fan of modern cars. There's not so many modern cars who are really giving you a good feel. You feel really always disconnected, right? I mean, I drove recently the Supra, right? And I literally panicked. I didn't know that it had like this line assist. So I was shifting and the car steered back, and I really freaked out because I never experienced the feeling. And I didn't know the car had that feature, and I really freaked out and I felt really uncomfortable. Of course, you can disconnect it, which I probably will if I ever own the car, but it doesn't feel right to me. Right? I really like to drive the car, not the other way around. I think it's the sound and the design mostly. You know, my poster car was a Lamborghini Countach, and then a Ferrari F40. It's yeah, the shape, you know, and also in the, you know, I'm from the 80s, right? So in the 80s, there was no internet, nothing, and your heroes always had cool vehicles, right? So there was Knight Rider on the TV, there was Airwolf on the TV, which is a helicopter. There was something that we used to call in France, like, I don't know, one guy with a black motorcycle as well, right? Which is a horrible motorcycle, but it was looking cool at the time, right? A lot of the Japanese cartoons, those guys were owning amazing cars as well. And going fast is cool, right? So it came from there, and I always loved the noise of the engines, right? And the design, right? I mean, the Countach, look at this. You still look at it today, it looks amazing, right?